All right, good morning, people. Today we're looking at HSTO. It's looking pretty good today. We started around $3. It got to a high of just under $6 here, so almost went 100% today. So far sitting around 480 on that 200 EMA, so it's looking pretty good here. Hopefully we don't see a drop below that 200. We have Indo, which is, well, we know what Indo is. It's been running for quite some time. Went all the way up to $40 or something, maybe even a little bit higher. Currently sitting, it was sitting today at 590, hit a high there of just under $9. Currently sitting at 770 here, right on that or the not VWAP, the just the support line here at 770. It looks like we have AKAN here going from about 78 cents to a high of $1.22. Also looking pretty good between the VWAP and 200 EMA. We have meds here, nothing really super fantastic. The early pre-market was looking pretty good. Lately hasn't been looking as good, so we'll have to just keep an eye on that. EVFM, also just kind of barcoding, not looking fantastic. Bot was looking better a little bit earlier, but we are still in a playable area here, so we'll just keep an eye on this. Might see a little bit of support and resistance around this area here. Besides that, we have a couple other things that we could look at, but we'll wait for the pre-market scanner to end to see what pops up on the regular scanners before we start picking up some more stuff. So the market open, spot looks good. It looks like it's starting to open up a little bit. That could be a first trade opportunity here. So I'm going to go ahead and try an early trade on bot here at $3. We're going to try for 330 and then give it a 290 stop. So wherever you get in there, you're looking at about 10 cent entry and stop loss. So that's bot. We're at 315 currently. So 305 entry, so 295 would be about where we would want that stop loss. Currently sitting at 315. You could take some small profits here if you want to. We're up about 3% on it. Taking some small profits on bots. Whoop, really messed that up. 315. Might see higher out of that, but I want to make sure we're securing something early. We've got a con here running, so we're going to go ahead and try an con trade as well. It is pretty high right now, so I would like to wait for it to come back down to it around 103 if we can. We're going to go for that 120 PT, and then we're going to go for a... Now, 120 is like really far. I think we're just going to have to let this go for now. If we break through VWAP, maybe there's a good opportunity there, but we'll have to take a look at that when it comes. Indo dropped. HSTO did a little bit of a drop as well here. It looks like it's about to curl around, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Boston sitting around 308. Meds, 200 EMA bounce, possibly. EVFM not really doing a whole lot. We have GLSI popping up, but I think I looked at that one earlier, and it didn't really look that good. GLSI pre-market wasn't very good. Market opens looking okay. We're seeing a little bit of volatility here, so that's good to see, but nothing too crazy. Akan did drop back down, so we could try for an opportunity here on Akan. So we're gonna go for that 110 entry. Yeah, about 110 entry. We're gonna go for a 120 PT and then a 107 stop loss, I think. We'll wait for the drop here. See how far down it comes. 109. All right, maybe we'll go for like a 108 entry, and then we're gonna give it a 104 stop loss. We'll go for a little bit tighter PT. We'll go 115. That's gonna be about the range that we're gonna want to get on this. So we got a con here. Might even get 107 as an entry, and that would be fine as well. But 108 should do just fine. Bot coming down a little bit, a con at 109. We have Indo dropping more. HSTO still looking like it might curl up here. A little iffy. We do have quite a bit of volume here, which is good to see. We're at that $4 range, top of the band here, 490. So we have a decent range here. Not quite ready to call it a curl up though, so we'll have to see. Akan here, 106, 107. This is a good place to get in. I'm going to jump in with that. Where stop loss, well, we'll still keep it around at least 103. I don't think I want to go lower than 103 on it either way. So we'll put the stop loss there on that. We're at 108 currently, so we're doing okay on it. Hopefully we don't see much more of a pullback and we can see this start to really take off. That would be fantastic. Bot here looks like it might start moving back up. Med's not doing anything. EVFM starting to make a little bit of a move, and GLSI really taking off here. I think I'm good to just let this do its thing. It might halt soon though. We did see it go from about $10 to $12 very, very quickly there. A con down to 104 support line. We'll see if it holds here. Probably going to break through. I don't think that's a very strong support line. There it is. All right, so we'll take the stop out on Akan here at 103, 104 maybe if you got in at 108. So depending where you got in, either case you're stopping out. But we're going to take a stop out on the rest of that. So we got 115 out of that at its high there. Indo looks like it might curl up. Keep an eye on that as well. Same with Akan. I do think that this one could potentially start to take off, so we're going to keep an eye on this. We definitely want to make sure we're there for the opportunity. All right, that was a big drop. I think that's what we kind of want to get in on here. Akan at 0.99. We're going to go for a 110 and then a 0.97 stop loss. Could go for a 0.96 if you want to. Just right there. No. That moved too much. There we go. Looking good. We're at 101 on it. We could cut here, make back our stop, but I do think we're probably going to see a little bit more of a recovery out of this. So we might even see this come back up to 110 from here, which is a phenomenal entry. So hopefully that's the case. GeoEV we could take a look at. Yep. Let's take a look at that. GeoEV is looking pretty good. Pre-market was pretty decent as well, it looks like. We are seeing it pretty high. I would say I'd like to see a pullback on this as we're above that 200 EMA already. We might not quite get that just yet, but it's looking like it. We did see up to 104 on Akan here. This is where I'm going to start to take a little bit of profit. Get some profit on Akan 104. Oh, 104. If you could get a little bit higher on Akan, that would be good as well, but I wouldn't be too greedy with it. Taking some profit around that 104, 105 area, definitely a good idea. And then we'll see if we can squeak out some more here. Anything else curling up right now? Bot might be meds, meh. GLSI's halted. I knew it was going to halt. GeoEV, yeah, it's at the top of the band there. It looks like it's ready for a pullback, so we'll wait for that pullback to happen. It could be a really nasty one too, just how this is sitting on the chart. We have anything new here? TH is back on, so let's take a look at TH. We might find something playable here. Looking pretty good. We are at the $10 range. Yesterday we did a steady climb. Day before that, it's been a steady climb for quite a few days in a row. We'll probably have people taking profits at some point here on these stocks, so we got to be kind of careful about that. But if it continues to steady climb like this, could be a decent gainer for the rest of the day. Let's see here. ANNX is popping up again as well, so we'll keep an eye on that. Akan's at 105. Perfect. Good place to take profits. I think we will see 110 out of this. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we'll get there. Meds, I think we're going to close down. EVFM probably going to close down as well. Bot, not really looking like it's moving or anything. We'll keep it open for now, though. GeoEV, still waiting for the pullback on that. TH, we could possibly get into TH just as a longer-term trade today and hope it does what it did past couple days. So we're going to go for a 10.30. We're going to go for a $12 PT and then a $10 stop out, I think. $10 should be enough room. So we'll go with that. Yeah, 10 to 1, $10, something like that. TH. Because we kind of missed this all of yesterday where we just, it didn't look like it was going anywhere, but it just kind of kept going. So we'll give this one the opportunity today to see if it can do the same. Akan kind of bouncing around here. Bot starting to make a move back up. We see that it is very close to that 200 EMA. If we can get a stop below that 200 EMA, that's where we want to look at taking another trade on this. So for that, you want to, so that's 281. So you probably want at least a 277 stop. Preferably 275 would be great. You can probably do an 8-cent stop. So yeah, you probably want at least a 285 entry. So we can go ahead and put in bot with a 285 entry. We're gonna try for 315 out of it, and then a 275 stop loss. That's 10 cents. That's okay. We can have a slightly bigger stop loss. It's not gonna kill us to have that extra 2 cents there. I mean, it might, but I doubt it. Ando continues to drop around that 200 EMA. This could be a possible play. Let's take a look at HSTO. Continues its drop. It's well past that, or below that 200 EMA, and it's continuing its drop, which is not a good sign. Low of the day is pretty far down, so we're probably not going to want to take a play off this right yet. Icon at 102. Bot starting to move up now. GLSI still halted. GOEV did take a little bit of a dip. Not quite what I was expecting. I do think there could be more with this, but I am going to go ahead and open up a GOEV trade just to see if we can make something work here. 485. We're going to go for a 520 PT. And then a 475. Let's give it 460. Yeah, give it 460 for a stop loss. No, I don't like that actually. That's a little bit too big. Changing SL to let's go 470. I don't know why I did a 0 instead of an O there, but got the point across. We're looking at 470 for a stop. We don't really want to go above like maybe 15 cents for a stop on this. That's still even that's kind of pushing it, but gotta do what you gotta do. 45. All right, so we're looking good there. Khan's doing okay, I guess. And then bot's at 295 currently. We'll see what happens with this. Could go up, could go down. Really hard to tell right now. Khan looks like it's dropping, so taking profits at that 105 area definitely was a good call. We could potentially get some more out of it though. I'm sure we'll see a 200 EMA bounce. I doubt this one will be one of those stocks that blows through it. Of course, I've been wrong before, so there's always that possibility. We did hit $5. Looks like we got that psychological barrier there as we do get dumped back down from that. We'll have to keep an eye on that. TH up at 1070 currently, so we're looking good on that as well. As long as we don't break this low. If we break into a new low, that could be some bad times. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. We could go for another entry here on Akan. I think I'm going to do that. Go for a 0.9, maybe 0.98. And then we're going to go for a 105 PT and then a 0.95. Taking another full entry here. Maybe 0.97. Hang on, we'll give it a minute. We stopped out on the remainder of that first trade, so we're going to go ahead and cancel that out. But let's see if we can get a little bit lower here. Say 0.96, right? 0.96 with a stop loss of 0.93. We'll see. We are dropping below that 200 EMA. It is a little risky, but it could be another good winner here just based on the fact that it could bounce back up pretty fast and hit that PT probably without much of an issue, I would say. So we hit a low there of 0.96. Let's hope that we don't break into a new low. Bot makes its move up after hitting a low of 288, so we see it hitting 306 here. GLSI still halted. GOEV is breaking into a new low. This is not what we wanted to see. So hopefully you either took some profits on GOEV at that $5 mark, If you didn't, I would definitely consider stopping out on this now before we hit that stop because it does not look fantastic breaking a new low here. That's not what we were hoping to see. You took some profits on TH. Good, good. Yeah, that one's up pretty high. That's a pretty good place to take some profits. I think I'm going to do the same here. We're up quite a bit on TH so far, at least 70 cents, if not more. So it's definitely not a bad idea to take some profits off the top here. We almost hit 1120 there. Akan's looking good. We had a nice recovery. We got up to 101 so far, so looking good there. Bot's looking good at 307. We were looking to get about 315 out of it from a 285. 307, I'm good to take a little bit of profit here as well. Taking some profit on bot 307-ish. Just because it's looking good and we have profit there, so I want to make sure we secure it. Remember what happened last time? We secured some and then it ran to stop, so let's just make sure we do that again, just in case. Akan back down a little bit here. Histo not really doing anything. Indo not really doing much. GLSI unhalts up at $14, shoots down to $13. Could be a good chance to get in. I'm going to try with type trade on GLSI here. Going to go for a 13.30. We're going to go for a 15 PT and then a just $13 stop. Let's give it 12.80 stop. We'll see what we can do with that. 12.80 is like, yeah, give it about 50 cents from wherever you get it. It's still a decent stop, but you do have to give this a little bit of room. Otherwise, you're just going to stop out for no reason. At 1350 so far, so we're hoping to see this start to continue this climb. It's unlikely in a market like this, but this one looks like it has quite a bit of momentum gapping up so high, so we could see this start to run even further. Akan at 102 here. You could start to technically take profits at 102 from 0.96, so not a terrible place. Bots at 311. We're getting real close at 315. We do have resistance at 313 here, so that's definitely a good place to take some profits. Going to do that. Taking some more profits, bot 313. We're up pretty high on that, so that's looking good. Akan's looking okay at 103 here. Going to take some profits on it there. Taking some profits on Akan 103. Oh, 105, just like that. We are going to hold a runner because we could hit 110 on this, but definitely happy to take profits at 105. That's a good win for us. What else we got going on here? Bots came back down quite dramatically, so we did get rejected off of that. We took a nasty drop on GLSI. We did hit a high there of 14.23, so not quite PT. We did have a little bit of room there for some profits, so hopefully you did secure some profits on that. If not, it did come back down. GOEV, if you didn't take any profits when we did hit that $5 mark and you didn't cut when, we were saying to cut, you're definitely hitting that stop now. We are hitting VWAP, so this could be an opportunity to buy in. So I think we're going to go with the GOEV trade. We're going to go 450. I'm going to try for a 480 PT and then a 4. Let's just give it. Hang on a second there. This might continue its breakdown, but we want to make sure we give it at least a little bit more room here. So 440, you know what? 440 looks okay to me. If it breaks 440, I think it's going to be looking pretty bad here. So if you could get in 446 and then get out at 440 if it drops, that's fine. All right, cool. So I have 445 as an entry. So I've got a 5-cent stop on this. Nothing fantastic at all. That's really, really tight, but we don't actually want to give that more room. Bottom band starting to close in. It looks like we should see that MACD start to curl here pretty quick, and we might start to take off here. So all looking good there. Akan does hit a new high of 106. Not quite 110 yet, but we'll get there. GLSI continues its drop. GOEV is bouncing. TH all the way down. So it's a good thing we took some profits at $11 because that was a nasty, nasty drop. Yeah, some stuff just it's just gonna knife. Indo could bounce. Yeah, I agree. The only reason I'm not taking a play on Indo right now is just because it's moving so slowly. We're not really seeing a whole lot in terms of profit. These candles aren't ranging a lot, and we're currently seeing below that 200 EMA, which is not necessarily the place we want to be on that. Akon's still seeing around 104 here. We got bot coming down a little bit, so we secured most of it. We have about 5% left in this trade, so if we run it into stop, not a huge deal, but I do think that it is going to bounce back up and we'll be able to secure the rest of that. GLSI, it does have a possibility this could run again, but I'm really not convinced on that quite yet. GeoEV, we did see a high there of 454. We did get in 445. I should probably move our stop here to 440. So we got a really tight stop on this trade just because we don't want it to break down any further. MACD is looking like it might break down further, but you know what? We're still going to take that chance. We'll see. TH might recover here. This could be a good spot to take another entry. I think I'm going to do that for TH because we're sitting pretty low on this. So we're going to go 10, 20, $11 PT, and then a 10, just a $10 stop loss. That gives us a little bit of room. We definitely don't want to see this break down any further. So that should be fine. Looking good. I think this is going to recover. We'll see. We'll see. Indo continues to break down. Akon's back down to 101. Looks like it's going to shoot back up. We still have a runner in this. I would like it to come back down to the 0.98 level so I can get another entry because it's basically free money at this point, the way this is moving. GeoEV down to our entry point here at 445. GLSI starting to make a move back up. Pretty dramatic, actually. Might have a lot of buying pressure coming back. We're going to have to see, though. I don't want to risk a secondary stop out on it for no reason. Bot's back up pretty good, so our runner is looking good here at 309, but I do think that we need to break through this resistance here at 313, and then we're going to have to break through resistance at VWAP at 318, so you could run into some problems there. Volume has been pretty spotty on this stock, so we'll have to see about that. GeoEV back up, looking good. Looks like it is starting to curl. That MACD's looking better now. Hopefully we see this really pick up. Con at 103. TH down to $10. That's a stop out for us. Tight stop though. It's 2% stop, so I'm not really too worried about it. Akon back up to 104. Took 10 cons on ES in the first 30 seconds of open. Oh, Matador. Oh, no. That's crazy, man. It's almost a bad thing when stuff like that works out for you, though, you know? Because then you do it next time, and next time's when it gets you. Although sometimes I agree, I do take like heavy contracts when I think something's gonna go my way. I'll size up to like 4, sometimes even 8. I'm only playing for like a point or a point and a half, but yeah, sometimes I do size up too. But right at open, that's risky. Definitely looks like it paid off, yeah. Yikes. All right. What do we got going on here? We've got Akon at 104, bot back down. GLSI not doing a whole lot. GeoEV did have some profits there, 456. Again, we're not really seeing any fantastic profits out of this, but we also haven't run it into stop yet. TH does look like it's going to bounce right off of our stop loss. Unfortunate to say the least, but it is what it is. We have ORMP popping up, so we could probably... I don't really want to close a whole lot down. I think we're going to close down HSTO. Indo, I'm going to keep it open for now. GLSI, I'll keep that open as well. GOEV, TH. Yeah, I'm going to keep all these open. I'll just open up a new tab for ORMP. ORMP is looking pretty good here. Started today around 840 to a high of 1070. So we've got a decent range on this. We'll have to come back to this though, because this is sitting up really high. It's not something I really want to test jumping in really high on. Got KSPN popping up. Not a huge gainer yet today, but it is looking pretty good. So this is another opportunity. Bands are opening up very wide in both directions. We got a decent range here. 530 to 725 is a pretty good range. Looking pretty good on that one too. Might be an opportunity. But again, we're sitting up pretty high currently, so we'll have to come back to that. But not really. I'm not really seeing too much in terms of opportunities. GOEV stops us out, so if you didn't take profits on it, we're hitting stop now. Not a huge deal on that one because it was a really tight stop, but nonetheless, I could have probably taken a little bit of profit there. We did hit a high of 457, so at least 10 cents I could have had, but you know, at a $4 stock or $4.50 range, that's really not a lot in terms of profit. Might have been like a break even or a little bit better after fees. Still waiting for a con to break that 104 area. We saw it break to 105 here, 106, sorry, for a very brief period of time here, but we need that to happen again and possibly break into a new high here so that we can get at least close to breaking through VWAP. That would be ideal. Yeah, I do think that KSPN is going to come down, and I think that ORMP is also going to come down. The rest of these don't really look great, so we'll probably leave those alone. Bots picking up some momentum. Other than that, it's mostly Indo on the scanner. So we'll have to take a look at Indo as well. Possibly there could be something going on here, but not entirely convinced of that just yet. Oh, rip. Akan at 107.5. Looks like we are breaking through that VWAP. We're here at 109. This is where we're going to go ahead and take some more profits. Taking some more profits on Akan here. 109. Maybe get 110 out of it, but honestly, 109 is definitely a good good place to take some profits, considering we got in at like 0.96 that time. If you're holding onto a runner from a different time, you could also, you know, sell out of those. Nothing wrong with that. Indo's still sitting pretty low, bot not doing a whole lot. Looks like we have a lot of momentum dying off right now, so that's what kind of worries me about taking these trades where they're sitting up so high is when we have dying off momentum, they could just all be traps. Could always come down on you. Almost hit 110 there. Or do we just touch 110? We just touched it. We hit 114 before. If we can break through 114, I think that we could see some pretty crazy numbers here. So hopefully we start to see that happen. That is not the right way. Bot might be another opportunity for a buy-in here at 286 if we drop down that low. GOAV continues down. We might be looking to take a play off GOAV at 200 EMA if it comes down that far. KSPN still going. You know what? I'm just going to jump into KSPN and hope for the best. It's going to be one of those typical momentum plays. 730. We're going to go for an 850 PT and then a $7 stop. 30 cents. Yeah, we'll give it about 30 cents. If you can get in lower than 730, that would be fantastic, but it doesn't look like you're going to get that opportunity. It looks like you got stuck in a halt already. So I guess that's not bad. I'm not really sure where this one's going to end up, though, seeing as how the range looks like it's going from $2 to $7.65. So someone put in a bid at the wrong time or try to sell out the wrong number or something. We've got bot here sitting pretty low, 290-ish. We might be able to take a play off this. We are breaking back down into bearish territory on MACD, but that doesn't really seem to be affecting the stock too much. It's kind of rolling back and forth here, so We could go ahead with a bot play. We're going to be looking at maybe a 290 entry. We're going to go for a 310, and then just a two. We'll give it a 280 stop. I think 280 is fine. All right, so that's bot. Okay. GLS looks like it's dropping. Icon breaks that 110 mark or hits that 110 mark again. We're hitting 111, 112 on Icon. Let's see if it can break that 114. We do have resistance there, 114 as well. So it's going to be a big, looks like a big pressure cooker at this point. 113. I'm not ready to take any more profits on this yet. I want to see it break that 114. Bot's at 290. You could take an entry here. We did drop down to that 286, 287 area. So to keep that in mind, you could get a really decent entry here. Would be fantastic. Icon at 16, 17, looking like that pressure cooker is exploding now. We can go ahead and take some more profit here. Some more profit on 117-ish. Closing out most of our runners on this. Could be a mistake. We might have to jump back in if we don't. What am I trying to say here? If we didn't pick the top right, it could come back. I think it's going to come back down to at least VWAP, and that could be another potential entry. It's going to be a risky one, but it could be a possibility. That was a weird scenario there. We dropped, and then we opened up high and dropped again. Yeah, we'll see about this at VWAP. But that was a pretty good move there. Yeah, Khan was really one of those stocks that tests your patience, you know? You gotta give it the time it needs to kind of sit there. KSPN still halted. We're gonna be looking at definitely seeing what happens with that on open. Make sure you got your stop loss in place. Icon back up. It did drop down to 110 there, all the way back up to 116. That was almost 6% in a move there. So I guess I'm gonna have to probably type it out ahead of time. We're gonna go Icon 110. We're gonna go for about a 120 PT, and then it's just a 107 stop. So we're just gonna give it a really tight stop here. Unfortunately, it's not too far below that VWAP line, but that's okay. I'd rather have a decent size stop or a really decent size. To me, that makes it sound like I'm saying I want a large size stop, but I just mean like a good size of a stop. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. It's just not coming out the right way. Bot's looking decent. It did bounce off that 200 EMA very nicely. Icon's at 116 currently. Super size, yep. Looks like we're getting our chance of an entry here on Icon. And then we also took that trade on KSP, and I gotta make sure I ledger. Oh man, I love GIFs. GIFs are the best. What's Icon doing here? We got this at 16, 17 cents. We could take some profits at 17 cents. I do want to secure at least a little bit here because we do look like we're topping out and it kind of worries me. Securing some profit on Icon 117-ish. Could be 116, could be 117. I mean, they're both okay. We're not looking at huge gains here, but with the way this is looking, we could be topping out. We could see a decent sized pullback, so I want to make sure that if we do hit that stop, that we have a little bit. KSPN's unhalted. We're at $8.30. So we're up pretty high on KSPN currently. Good place to take some profits. It's lots of volatility here. I'm gonna go ahead and take some of that. Taking some profits on KSPN at PT. I guess I'll just say PT KSPN because we hit it. That's 850. So that was a good win already. We might see more out of it. I'm happy to leave a runner in for a little bit here. Something like this, I am going to move that stop up, though, to at least break even. So we're going to go for at least a 733 stop here. We'll see what that does. Did hit a high of 868, so we'll see if we can get a little bit more out of that. Icon at 115, still looking half decent. It hasn't dropped very hard. We aren't seeing too much more into new highs yet, but I mean, we did just see huge moves out of it, so can't ask for too much. Indo is breaking down further, so we are just going to close down Indo for the day. Looks like ES took a nasty drop. Probably going to continue for a little bit here. I would say probably a good turnaround point is going to be like right there. Bot is looking pretty good. We have moved up quite a bit. We're almost at that $3 mark from our entry at 287. Pretty close to PT, or we're getting there. Yeah, 310 is what we're aiming for, so we got it, but we're about halfway there. KSPN's down a little bit here at 830. Icon dropped down to that 112 mark. ORMP is looking like it's probably dead in the water as well. Bot's coming down a little bit. KSPN's coming down a little bit. Icon is coming down a little bit. We've got meds popping up, but we were looking at meds earlier and it wasn't doing anything. And I would have to agree, it is still not doing anything. We've only had halts on KSPN and GLSI so far. Let's see. And volume leaders are HSTO, Indo, Bot, and KSPN. So we've got everything going that's correct. So we'll just have to hold on and see what's going on with this stuff. We'll have to see if Icon can bounce off this VWAP line here. If it closes below it, probably a bad sign. We could get stopped out before this closes. We still have 35 seconds, but it does look like it's recovering pretty nicely here. MACD is pointed down pretty dramatically, though. TH. It's weird that it's sitting specifically on the stop loss, but I guess if you look at it's pretty much the high of pre-market that it's bouncing off of. So there is a good possibility this is a support line here that we just didn't bother charting because there's really not a whole lot to go off of in the pre-market. Could be a recovery here, yeah. Bot's back to $3. KSPN's looking pretty decent. Con's back up to 110. Back down to 108. Could be looking at a 108 entry, but we're getting really close to that zero line on MACD, and that's what kind of worries me. So I think we're good to just sit here and wait on it. We'll have to come back to that in a minute here and see. Bot 303. Did I say to take profits on bot yet? No. So we're going to go ahead and take some profits on bot. Taking some profits on bot 303. Just to secure something here. We're up a decent amount on it. Nothing fantastic, but again, we do want to make sure we are securing some stuff on that. All right, here we've got KSPN. There we go. Let's see, we've got GeoEV, might bounce off that 200 EMA. That's what we were aiming for before. We still have quite a bit of good volume behind it. Lots of buying pressure coming up. So this could be a good place for a GeoEV trade. What do we got for time? 23 minutes. We can probably do it. GeoEV, we're going to go for a 410 entry. We're going to go for a 440 PT. I will just give it a $4 stop. We don't want anything more than that. If it drops down to $4, we're probably going to want out. I think that's going to be a doable trade on GeoEV. Could even get higher than 440. 440 is nothing like super crazy. What's going on here? I messed up on the tracker again. I think I fixed it though. And I just had to press back enough times. Looks like it's... Nope. And this is GOEV now. Okay, well, I don't know. I guess it kind of looks right. There's just like the dollar sign missing. I don't know, close enough. Anyone up $1 million yet besides Matador? I don't think so. HSTO has a range, yeah, maybe a little bit. We did take a nasty drop on a con here, down to 104. Looks like it might bounce off VWAP again. That could be another potential entry point for a con. So we're gonna go ahead and go a con. $1, maybe up to 110. And then a 0.97 stop. So we're gonna give it that 3 cents. I don't think it even needs 3 cents to be honest, but we'll give it that room. You might have to get in 101, maybe even 102. But yeah, anything below that 200 EMA for a stop is probably where you want it. Okay, so why is this one not a dollar mark? We're gonna try and mess around with the tracker here. This might end up pace special formula. Oh, that's counting everything. There's just no dollar mark there. That's okay. Hey, 430 to 450, not bad. Why is GOEV so slow? Not a lot of conviction in price. You can have as many buyers and sellers as you want. We often see stocks that have tons and tons of volume, but almost no price action, and that's just due to there's no disparity in price. There's not a lot of people who care if this stock is, 420 or 440. Everyone thinks that 420 is probably like a relatively good price for the stock right now. So it could be a very slow mover. We are up on KSPN here. We did hit 890. We could probably even go as far as $9, maybe even a little bit higher. But looking good there. A con down to $1. This is our entry point, so we're going to jump into a con. All right. Back up to 102, back up to 104 from $1. That's 4% already. So we could definitely take a little bit of profit there at 104. Taking some profits on a con 104. 4%. Not bad. Obviously that's not what the end goal is, but it feels nice to just take a little bit off the table with some profit. KSPN with a nasty drop. Hopefully he secured a little bit more up there. But hasn't really passed that 303 mark yet, but we might be heading there. Might be heading there. GOEV is still climbing very, very, very slowly. GLSI is pretty much dead in the water at this point. We've got a con at 102 again. KSPN, it hasn't made a new low yet, so that's not super worrisome. We're gonna have to see if this can hold here. If it does break down, I'd consider just cutting the runner. Just want to give it a moment. Just got to break down a little bit more for a cut, or maybe it recovers. This one was actually a pretty decent winner. We got up as high as like 890 on it from a 730-ish entry, so we're up over a full dollar on it, which is definitely good. Haven't broken down yet. Come on. Gotta do something here. All right, let's look at bot's back up to 303, 304 area. It looks like it is going to start to break out of that zone a little bit here. I would really like to see higher than 310 on it. If we can break through 313 this time, we'd be sitting pretty good. KSPN continues its breakdown, so we're going to go ahead and cut the runner on that. Cutting the last of KSPN here at, oh, at $8. GeoEV down a little bit. We're back down to 420 from about a 410 entry. Not really sure if this is going to continue going up or not. That MACD is starting to curl back down now. Not really looking fantastic. Could cut for really small gains. I think that's probably the way to go. GeoEV for really small gains. I do think this is probably going to come back down, so it's not about the win this time, it's about not taking the loss. Bot breaks 303, hits 306 there. We're getting closer, definitely getting closer. We hit 307. Let's see if we can hit a little bit more here. Hoping for 313 out of it, at least. If we can break 313, that'd be fantastic. A con down to 101. We did take a little bit of a dip down to 0.98 on a con and then back up to 101. So we are still holding that runner. So we're hoping that doesn't stop us out. Hopefully it starts to make a recovery. KSPN might be a playoff VWAP here. Keep an eye on that. That could be a potential. GeoAV back up to about 425. Bot taking a little bit of a drop here. Did hit a high there of about 307. TH, nice recovery so far, making its way back up from that $10 mark up to 10.30. Yeah, not bad for an hour's work, that's true. Or half an hour, whatever you did. Bot hits 309. We're very, very close to breaking through that VWAP line, and we hit 311, I think. That is, in fact, past PT now, so we can call PT on that. You can definitely take some profits around that area if you want to. Still hoping we break through that 313 resistance, though. You know it's sad when you're resorting to range trading something like this. Not that it's not profitable, it's just a little less fun. A con's breaking down. We're stopping out on the runner. It's a good thing we took some profit at 104. That's for sure. Not seeing much else. Yeah, we still got 15 minutes. We might end up with some winners here. All right, so KSPN's just hitting that zero line on MACD. We're going to see if we see a breakdown or a bounce here. So far, it's looking like a bounce. I think I'm going to jump back in on KSPN. 780. We're going to go for 850 and then a 7, maybe a 760. Now we need to get it lower than that, to be honest, but we can't really afford to give it more than 20 cents, I'd say. Maybe we wait a little bit for an entry then and we get down lower to like 770. 770 to 750. That brings us right to that VWAP line, which is still not fantastic, but it doesn't look like it matters. We're starting to move up on it, so we're gonna be able to jump in here and hopefully start to see a recovery. Sometimes I get so caught up on where I want my stop to be and like, but it doesn't even matter because this looks like it's already recovering. Could always be wrong and it could come back down, but more often than not, when you start to see a recovery, it kind of just continues to be a recovery. Bot's still having problems breaking 313 here. It's not happening, so I think we're just gonna leave it as is. And GeoEV looking like it was a good cut there around that. I cut at 424. It looks like could have cut a little bit higher there at 430, but I don't know if I want to touch this again. It's really slow moving. There's not really a huge amount of money in it, so we'll just leave that be. KSPN slight pullback here. A con's still breaking down. I think a con's going to be dead in the water now, so we're probably going to leave that one alone. I'll open up HSTO again because that one might have some potential. It's got the volume behind it. It's yeah, that's hard to even want to play. What else we got? We could try Indo again. Maybe Indo did something. Indo has done nothing. Yikes. ORMP. Yeah, still not doing much either. Yeah, I think we're basically stuck with what we got going on here. Bot breaks that 313 finally. We're at 319 here, almost at 320. We're going to take some profits here. Taking some profits on bot, 320. Or around 320 on bot. But that's definitely good. That's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see that breakthrough of that 313, and we got it. So is it same stop? Oh, I get what you're saying. My entry was 785. No, so my stop is probably going to be, what's my stop? 765? Yeah. Having a really hard time hitting 765 on this. Whatever, 764. Close enough. 1 cent. But yeah, it's okay. I mean, I am expecting this to turn back around, but we'll see. I could have probably been a little bit more patient with that entry. A con might turn around here, but it's not looking super likely. KSPN looking okay at best. We've got ORMP not really doing a lot. GOAV bounces back quite dramatically from 409 to 423. If you're still holding on to GOEV, there's definitely a good possibility that you could hit or get close to that 200 EMA and bounce and probably hit that 440 mark. I do think it's doable. KSPN's almost at $8. A con looking like a dead cat bounce. Very, very small dead cat bounce. 0.93. If they're short available, a con might be the play for a short. Bounce 20 cents, yep. Bot's heading back down. KSPN 810. Yeah, not bad. 810 from 785. You know, you're looking at 25 cents. 812, 815. Yeah, we could probably take a little bit of profit here on KSPN. Taking some profits on KSPN, about 820-ish. We're almost at 820 there. Don't have to be super specific. You could get in it or take some profit to 818, 819, 815. Doesn't really matter. There's 820 right there. So we took a couple profits here. Looking decent. GOEV's back up to 430 now. So if you're still in that trade, it's looking pretty decent. Yeah, it's looking pretty decent. But breaking through that 313 again. Does look like it's coming back down a little bit. KSPN looks like we took profits at the perfect time because we did take a nasty fall. We could hit stop loss off this if that fall continues, but I'm not super convinced that it's going to do that. Macan still not looking good for a long position. MACD is curling up, but we're not seeing any price action to accompany it, so that's definitely not what we want to see. You're going to have to wait and see if this can actually break above that 200 EMA again. I don't think we'll have time to take another play on it. GOEV not doing a whole lot. TH with a dump. Look at that knife going from 1040 down to 780. KSPN with the knife, yeah. You sold your full position? Nice. Are you on a paper account or are you on a real account now? Or are you switching back and forth? Real? That's good. Akon's looking not great still. Yeah, I think back and forth is probably, back and forth is probably the best way to do it. You know, you're having a bad day, switch to paper. You're having a good day, switch to real. In the green, that's what I like to hear. breaking that 313 mark again on bot. Let's hope we see some like actual numbers here. I mean, like, I would not be opposed to like a 440 or 340. Sorry, I mean, I'm not opposed to a 440 either, but that one's a little bit out of bounds. Almost back up to 320 for the HSTO trade. Yeah, day 2 on paper and happy about it. There you go. Takes a lot of the pressure off. Makes trading a little bit more fun. Well, it can make it less fun if your paper account's doing really well, but it can make it more fun if it's confirmed that you should be on a paper account because you're still in the red. Or just, break even or slightly better than break even. But it definitely sucks when you get like a really good win and it's on a paper account. KSPN with a nice little run up there. We could see this probably hitting a decent amount. I would say 850 is definitely possible. In the last 2 days? Yikes. Yeah. Bot's back to 320. Yeah, looking good there. Not back to 320. We're hitting 320 finally. No, wait. Didn't we hit 320 before? Oh, we hit 319 last time. Looking pretty good though. We did hit 323 this time, so we are breaking into new highs. If we can just stay above that 313 mark, we could probably start seeing new highs very consistently on the stock. KSPN back down to $8. Yeah, definitely. Got to get your rhythm back. I can't even tell you how many times I switched to paper trading when I was learning. It's a blessing when you have the ability to be like, okay, you know what? I should probably do this on a simulated account right now. Because otherwise you end up blowing hundreds of thousands of dollars really, really quickly. GeoEV's looking good here. Almost at that 440 mark finally. Bot looking to make another push. KSPN still pushing. If it goes back up to pre-market high a day, yeah, no kidding. 380. Crazy stuff. I don't know if we'll quite get there. We're definitely not going to get there in 5 minutes, but actually, you know what? You never say never because I've seen stuff like that happen, but it's unlikely that it would happen. When would be a good idea to enter bot? You could try when it gets close to that 312, 313 area. And then just have a tight stop loss on it. I'd have if you get in 313, I'd have a stop loss at like 307. I mean, you have a good chance that you're going to stop out still if it does have any sort of breakdown, but I mean, that's probably the only option at this point if you want to jump in. Otherwise, I'd be looking to take an entry at a safer area, probably like 290 when it hits a decent pullback. Come on, KSPN. Show us that 850. We just need one good candle. Yeah, let's see here. KSPN, make that push. Bot's still sitting at 320 here. Hey, there you go. Every time is coffee time. There isn't a point during the day other than like late at night that I don't have a cup of coffee beside me. I feel like I drink coffee from about 5 in the morning till about 5 at night. Going on vacation in a couple of weekends, and I'm trying to find a way to pack my Nespresso machine because I don't know. I don't know if I can live without it now. I'm not sure the place. I'm sure the place we're going to will have definitely a good coffee machine, but is it like this good? I'm not sure. They make smaller ones? I didn't know they made smaller ones. Be cool if they made like a little pocket Nespresso machine. KSPN's not really doing anything. Bot's breaking into new high here. This is good news. 325. Still holding a tiny bit of this, but I think we're gonna have to cut it. 320. Yeah, about 325 is good. We got a couple minutes left, so let's just go over our trades for the day. As far as the money board goes, there's something wrong with that. We're definitely at more than 9%, so let's look at the trade summary and figure out what's going on. First trade is definitely not minus 62%, so let's go and fix that. First trade, 305 to 105. Interesting. Or 315. There we go. That's what we were supposed to do. Now let's take a look. All right, so we're up $1,200 today. Definitely better. Definitely better than $100. That puts us up at $3,259 for our small account challenge of $500. Not looking too bad. We're about where we should be, I think. We took 3 losses, 13 wins. That should bring up our average. Yeah, we went up 3% today. Good. So our win-loss is 65% now. We're still trying to aim for that. Still trying to aim for about 70, maybe 72% on that. We're up about 106% for the day. Biggest trade was definitely KSPN and Akan here. That Akan trade went really, really well. And that KSPN trade, well, we just happened to get it on a halt. So that was just basically a free win. We could have probably made a little bit more if it kept going up or if we cut a little bit sooner, but it is what it is. Bot was another good one. Besides that, we had a couple half decent wins, and then we took a couple decent sized losses. Nothing too bad though. I use IBKR. No, it's not a paper account. But depending where you're from, if you're trying to follow the $500 account challenge and you're in the US, you're gonna get flagged with PDT because we use margin. So you probably want to use CMEG. But yeah, we're looking pretty good for today. Up 1250, so it's actually a really nice whole round number, which rarely ever happens, which is really, really weird. So I'm happy about that in particular. But besides that, yeah, we're gonna. Oh man, should have held on to bot a little bit longer here. That's too bad. Could have had a little bit more money there if I was a little bit more patient, but yeah, it definitely ran. KSPN dropped on us, so it's a good thing we closed that out. GOAV would have hit price target if we had just held, but I chickened out there at 424, so missed out on a little bit of gains there. Akan went pretty well. I think the stock is going to be playable again today, as long as it breaks back above that 200 EMA and starts seeing some actual price action. You want to see that volume pick up too. But besides that, yeah, I'd be playing Akan, KSPN, bot for sure, maybe GOEV, and these other ones, like maybe. I wouldn't really trust TH. We've seen a couple really nasty drops on this stock, and that's a big problem. A couple nasty drops on ORMP as well, but I haven't really played this one. Haven't been paying too much attention to it, so I'm not really sure on this one. But definitely bot would be a decent sized winner here. It's got a long ways to go before it hits that high a day, so keep that in mind. There's definitely some money on the table if it continues to be bullish. Yeah, definitely should have held GOEV. All right, guys, that's it for today. Hopefully you made some money. I'm going to go trade some futures for a little bit, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. Take care, guys.